Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. We are here for the next and newest episode of our series, Breakfast at Bloomhaven. Hope that you guys are doing good. As you know, my name is Curtis, and I have a new mic. We're putting it to good use today. We have a lot to talk about and a lot of special news for the residents that are here at the campus at 301 Weston Avenue on Aurora's east side, and also the community and the city at large. I have a great guest with me today, Mr. Sonny de Rama from VNA Healthcare. How are you, sir?
Well, Curtis. All right. Thanks for having me. Appreciate the opportunity to be here. We're excited at VNA Healthcare to bring a primary care clinic to Bloomhaven. Our target is March, April 2025. And as you know, VNA has been around for 106 years and counting, servicing this community of Aurora and Elgin and Kane, Kendall, Will DuPage County. So at VNA, our goal really is to bring care to those communities that need additional access to primary care. So we're excited to bring primary care. We'll have a pharmacy here as well, 340B pharmacy, which will allow folks to get discounts on medications. As you know, medications can be very expensive in the U.S., not just in this area. But we're excited to bring care here to Bloomhaven and serve Bardwell and Weston. We're already working with the area here. We're having our home care program come out here. We have some services like Take a Break at VNA for the residents and the seniors to help them just kind of chill, have a cup of coffee, have good conversation with their neighbors, and just an opportunity just to relax and have good conversation and maybe involve themselves in an arts or craft or a healthy recipe. So we really appreciate our collaboration with Bloomhaven, and it's a long time coming as, again, have been in this market for a long time, and now with Bloomhaven, we look at them as a really valuable community partner. So we're excited to work with them here. Yeah, coming soon to a theater near you, March, April 2025. Becky, you have anything you want to add?
Hi. I mean, I just can't say enough. I feel like Bob Barker with this thing. I'm sorry. I just can't say enough about how excited we are to have VNA joining us on the campus. The seniors in Bardwell residences are just over the moon to have the healthcare accessibility. I mean, they literally can get there without going down outside in the elements at all, whether it's hot or cold or icy or windy. Yesterday it wasn't that bad outside, but it was so windy. And when you're a senior citizen, that takes a lot out of you. So having the opportunity to be able to literally go down the hall to get the medical care is over and above what any other community offers like this. So we're really excited.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So there's a couple things that the community is going to learn about, including a veterans initiative that you guys have. We're going to talk about that as this discussion goes on. But the next question I'm going to have for you, Sonny, is it's going to be about the where was the need determined? The flagship location is Highland Avenue. All right. I'd like you to talk about the Highland Avenue location, talk about the other locations, but then where was it determined that support services on site of a residence would be the future or the way to go, as opposed to, having that location and folks coming there? How did that become, what was the genesis of that? It's actually very helpful and beneficial for the residents, but it hasn't been something that we've seen everywhere.
Great question, Curtis. So, yeah, we have a clinic I refer to as the mothership of VNA's health centers in Highland Avenue, and we also have one in Indian Avenue. So this location would be kind of in the center. And when we were doing our research, and as you know, this is the former site of the Rush Copley, or is the site of the former Rush Copley Hospital. Aurora is a large metropolitan area, and surprisingly, there are pockets in Aurora where those residents that were or the community residents who are underserved or uninsured weren't coming to Indian Avenue and or coming to Highland Avenue. So surprisingly, there are some pockets of this area where people are just like accessing quality healthcare. And it isn't that they don't have insurance, it's just they're not engaging with primary care, or they may be uninsured or underinsured. So this location was chosen because, number one, we're getting a lot of requests from community partners to bring healthcare to them, even though we have clinics that are strategically located in areas where people can walk to, or it's a short commute, or there's access to public transportation. we chose this location, working with the city of Aurora as well as Bloomhaven, because how great to have a location on site for folks to utilize here at Bloomhaven, but also those residents in the community that can just kind of walk up to the clinic for primary care. We did a heat map over a year ago and identified areas of homes and communities where they weren't accessing our Indian Avenue or Highland Avenue location. So it was a perfect fit, not just to bring a clinic here to serve Bloomhaven, but also to serve the community. So again, we're very fortunate to be working with the city of Aurora and the folks here at Bloomhaven, of course, Becky and Mitch and the team, because we feel that not only will we serve the folks here that don't have to, as Becky mentioned, have to go out in the elements, but just can kind of walk down the hall and engage with a primary care provider and avoid going to the ER or going to urgent care. They can just kind of pop in as needed and receive quality care at any point in time during the day, during the week. Yeah.
So I want to piggyback off that a little bit, excuse me, and some of the conversations that we've had with many different partners and folks and individuals, including state representatives who've been on our program. You guys have heard us talk about the bisection of mental health too. You know, there's people who may have those needs and may have that health issue, but leaving home, wherever home is, and going to the place is overwhelming for them. And that causes people to stay at home and sometimes deal with problems that they shouldn't. That's not ideal. So the soft lift of having the ability to go from floor 3 down to floor 1 and get those medications or to get that health care and get that assistance it could be life-changing to somebody. So thank you very much for that. Now, Becky, hello there. This show is getting better and better as we go on, ladies and gentlemen. This is like our 5th episode, I think. 5th episode of doing this. As we've been going on, talk a little bit about what you've seen in regards to overall health and wellness of the folks and the residents who live here, who you've been working with, and again, their access to VNA and what the future, as you see it, looks like for that care here.
So thanks, Curtis. You know, one of the things I think that we see a lot more in senior living as a whole is that people are truly waiting longer to leave their homes, right? So I meet with families sometimes and they say, oh, my mom's not ready, whatever the scenario is. And then fast forward 3 weeks, oh my gosh, my mom fell, she's in the hospital, she needs to come right now. We're waiting as a society until it's an emergency. And so when that happens, we very much can handle that and we can get them in here and get them some good quality care. But having VNA right on our campus will just add another level of that care. We also have VNA's home health services where they can come see our people in the interim until they're physically here. But just having that additional level of care in addition to what we have here is really incredible. The other thing I think that is important to note with VNA coming is, you know, our campus is in the middle of a residential neighborhood. Like, you aren't looking out the windows here and seeing Target, right? You're seeing houses. And so all of these people that are right here, and no disrespect to Target, by the way, right, but all these people that are right here are able to just walk across a parking lot and get some care. Where, not that Highland Avenue is far, but it's 4 miles. That's a long way to walk when you don't feel good. And even Indian Avenue is 3 miles. And so, you know, I don't want to walk 3 miles with a broken arm. I mean, maybe you do, but, you know, or a chest, you know, cold or something. And so having the opportunity to just add the medicine portion into this sort of medical desert, if you will, is amazing. But, you know, adding that extra layer for our seniors is great. And unfortunately, families are just waiting until it's an emergency to move. So, yeah, I wish we all had a crystal ball. Mine seems to be broken, but I think it would be really helpful if we all knew, you know, we could maybe prevent some of those things that are happening.
And also, what does the future look like? What do you think the future looks like?
Oh my gosh.
Let's you know, next five, 10 years.
Oh my gosh, 5, 10 years. Curtis, I'm going to be retired, hopefully.
Like I said, let's be aspirational.
Oh my goodness. So I will be in Hawaii on the beach with a really good cocktail. No, yes. Go watching Good Morning Aurora at like probably 3 a.m. there or some ridiculous time. But because I probably will still be up from the night before, right? Because I'm really going to be living my best life. No, 5-10 years, I of course vision maybe another Bloomhaven somewhere, right? Maybe not in Aurora, maybe somewhere else. But I do think here, the collaboration of all of the different pieces, we have Cafe 1888 opening in another week. We have East Aurora School District here. We have VNA, we have Weston Bridges, and we have our seniors. And I really see a huge collaboration and really Bloomhaven being an opportunity for all different walks of life, right? Whether you have a student that needs to do an internship on interior design and wants to come redesign a model room, or you have someone who is wanting to learn a trade. There's always a trade here. Trades don't get enough attention, and they're a big deal, right? And we couldn't have built this without the trades. And VNA's build out couldn't be done without the trades. Or just come in and maybe work on some social work experience or rec therapy or culinary or, there's so many different walks of life here. Healthcare administration is not going anywhere. Right. It's changing, but it's not going anywhere. So all of those young people in our community that are looking for opportunities and kind of want to say like, oh, maybe marketing seems like a good career, but can I shadow somebody for a week? Sure. Right. That's what I vision Bloomhaven being someday. So who knows? Yeah.
Very good. So with that also, there's a couple of new initiatives that we're going to talk to Sonny about, let him lead. And they have to do with welcoming centers and their presence in the state of Illinois going forward. Well, presently and going forward. So financial empowerment, credit repair, building up a savings, all of those things are also going to be under the auspices of VNA Healthcare at a few locations. The flagship location on Highland Avenue. I'm not going to bore you to death with it. I'm going to pass the mic to Sonny and let him tell us more about it.
Thanks again, Curtis. So yes, we are privileged to have applied and now are officially a welcoming center here in Illinois. And the welcoming center started in the Chicago area, and it is for immigrants that are coming into our community and need assistance. So, they come in, they may not have access to healthcare, but realistically, there are other priorities aside from healthcare. They may need to have access to affordable housing, securing a job, food, getting assistance for enrolling their family, their student, their child into school. So the Welcoming Center will be, and we're up and operational now at our Highland Avenue location, as well as our Romeoville Clinic and our Elgin Villa Clinic as of August of this year. And we have a social worker that will, is kind of the intake lead that will work with the immigrants and their families to assist them. We're working with the Financial Empowerment Group here in Aurora to assist someone in how to set up a basic savings account or checking account, how to save, basic things that we all in this room take for granted. There are folks that are coming in under a lot of stress, anxiety. They don't know what the next day will bring. So we're just trying to help them with these other necessities. And of course, we are healthcare. And if they need healthcare, because some may not have insurance or don't have medical records. And we're seeing many immigrants today where they come in and they're concerned because they don't have documentation. They don't have a copy of their last medical visit. But they can come into VNA, whether they have funds to pay or not, and we can provide care to them. And now, in this case, also assist them with the other necessities, again, housing and food and savings. So we're excited to provide this service to the community. There is no charge, of course, and we've kind of built this infrastructure over the last couple of months and are presenting this program because there are a lot of folks in the community that don't know that these kind of programs exist. So kudos to the state of Illinois and the Welcoming Center team for choosing VNA to have not one but 3 sites. And our goal is to then have these services available at all of our locations in Carroll Stream and in Joliet and Elgin and the other locations in Elgin as well. So it's a great service for folks that want to come in to our community, need assistance with resources, but just don't know where to go. And now our goal is to promote the services. So appreciate you bringing this up, because a lot of folks don't know what a welcoming center is and what kind of services we bring to the community to kind of help them get acclimated to their new home. So again, we're up and running now, and we have social workers and teams set up, as well as community partners. We're only as good as our community partners. So kudos to Rick Guzman and the group there, and of course Curtis and everybody there, because they'll help folks navigate through savings, how to get financially stable. And healthcare is not as a priority when someone comes into the market, and as you know, healthcare is a very difficult maze to navigate, but our goal really is to help them with these other pillars of necessary needs, and then kind of help them navigate with healthcare when needed. So we're really appreciative of the opportunity to serve more people in our community.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So something very important about that, when you help out folks and get started now with things, Becky talked about a little bit, the point is to address problems before they become emergencies. When you help folks get that leg up now and start getting established, that could go a long way to helping them be productive members in the community early. Have them start investing in the neighborhood. When the neighborhood's doing better, then the city as a whole is doing better. So it's a cumulative effect of services and things like that designed to help people, families, and households. So the time, I just want to make sure that we are not going over, because I care. 9:03 is the time. Good morning to you all. You are watching Good Morning Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast. We're here for the newest issue of Breakfast at Bloomhaven, our series with our friends of Bloomhaven, Weston Bridges. So I'm going to pass the mic to Becky right now and let her tell us about the Veterans Initiative that they have coming your way.
Thanks, Curtis. So I'm super excited to tell all of you, as you all know, Veterans Day is November 11th, and this year on November 11th at 11 a.m., we are unveiling our new veteran wall in the building. But for the entire month of November, we're really excited. We're going to be offering a special for veterans and or their spouses for $500 off a month for an entire year. So we're really excited to be offering that special. So if you know any 55 or older veterans and or spouses, and the spouse doesn't have to still be with, like if the veteran has passed, the spouse is still alive, that the offer stands. We would love to meet them and offer them a really good discount to come see what it's like to live at Bardwell and continue to live their best life here with us. So we have a lot of fun. Do you have any money? I mean, yeah, of course you can see a flyer. Yeah. So, and I'll get that out to you, Curtis, so you can add it out for me. But
all right, there it is.
Yeah. We're really excited about that. And we had kind of a small veteran memorial area, but we're, along with myself, the resident service coordinator, and I are designed a new one. And so all of the material, I believe, will be here by the end of the day today, and we'll get that up starting over the weekend. So we're really excited about that.
All right. So it's a new story. I'm going to be there.
Yeah. All right. I'm excited. I hope so. I like this thing. It's very like Price is Right. You know, like it is like, come on
now. So this is going to be, once again, November 11th at 11 a.m. You can RSVP at 630-892-5790. And the veteran wall is going to be unveiled on this day. I will be here going live doing a great news story for that.
We're going to do a pinning ceremony of our residents who live here who are veterans.
Oh, that's awesome.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Yes. And then we also, our director of memory care, Daniel, who you
oh yeah,
before, he is also a veteran
Marine Corps.
So
yeah,
we'll be participating in that as well. So we're super excited to really talk about the veterans.
Yep.
They need more attention.
So the time is 9:05, you guys. So before we, as we start to wrap it up, let's talk about. I asked about the 5-10 years for Bloomhaven here. What's 5-10 years look like for VNA Healthcare?
When you answer that, will you tell everyone how many clinics you guys have? Because I don't feel like that gets enough attention. VNA is really a lot larger than Aurora.
Appreciate it. No, thanks, Becky and Curtis. Yeah, so As I mentioned earlier, VNA's been around since 1918, and before we started building these clinics, these community health centers, we actually provided care in the home, in the schools, in residents' home. We had nurses, visiting nurses, that would travel and provide physicals, immunizations. So, especially now, right? Exactly, Visiting Nurses Association. So, in 2002, we changed the name to VNA Healthcare, because then we started building these clinics and what federally qualified health centers, community-based health centers. So now we have over 12 clinics serving Kane, Kendall, Will, DuPage counties. If we include our other partners, for example, we have a clinic at East Aurora High School, which we had for 20 years on site to serve the students of the high school. And most recently in April, we also introduced a kind of a schooling clinic to serve the West Aurora School District and serve their entire population at a former abandoned school. So thanks to the city of Aurora for helping us get that in place. So if you include all the different sites, not just brick and mortar clinics that VNA runs and operates, we have about 17 locations. And of course, too, we have providers that are going to the home, which was how VNA started back in the day, 106 years ago. So our bread and butter is primary care. And to answer Kurtz's question, we just serve 4 counties now, Kane, Kendall, Will, and DuPage. But, you know, surprisingly, there's still a huge need for folks that don't have access to primary care, which is, if you think about, troubling in a very resource, wealthy, rich country like the U.S. There are many folks that just don't have access to care, or don't have, are not engaging with a primary care physician, and or don't have insurance. So our goal in the next few years, which is a nice segue, is we finished our fiscal year serving just over 84,000 unique patients, which that translates just over 200,000. Just over 200,000 encounters, meaning visits. Our goal is to get to 100,000, and so the goal is once we celebrate our 110-year anniversary, which would be 4 more years, is to get to 100,000. And I'm sure, you know, we will get there by opening new clinics. We're opening up a new clinic in Villa Park, actually, which will happen here in January. We were looking at opportunities beyond the 4 counties we serve, and we're looking at also expanding our existing locations as well. So the goal is to serve more people and provide more care, and that's going to lead to more clinics. We've had a huge level of interest with some of the schools that are looking to, we just are still in the midst of, we just finally finished these back to school physicals and immunizations. So there's a lot of interest from schools to find ways to bring a clinic on site to their location, similar to what we have at East Aurora, because a lot of the students, they may have, as Becky mentioned, they may not feel well, they have a cold, a flu, they leave, but then it's hard for their parents to leave work early or start work late. But how nice, just like we have here at Bloomhaven, to have the student now just kind of walk down to the nurse's station and say, you know what, I don't feel well, and then see the VNA nurse practitioner. Our model is we have a nurse practitioner and a mental behavioral health specialist on site, in some cases a nutritionist. So that's the model that we've seen a lot of interest in over the last few years, Curtis, and I expect that in 4 years, to get to 100,000, we'll have more school-based clinics as well as new clinic locations in some areas that we currently don't serve today.
That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
That is a very robust 5 to 10 year vision from Sonny de Rama here. Also, what you mentioned opening up was Todd Elementary School.
Correct.
That's right, Todd Elementary School, which was a fabulous success story on New York and Oak Avenue. Right across from you know, the Don's Grill restaurant there, and right down the street from there is one of the Neighbor Projects properties, one of the network savings residences that we have, which is a great model for folks to learn the basics of home ownership, and that's another program that the Neighbor Project is happy to talk about at any time. Well, the time is.
Before we're done.
Oh yes, before we're done.
You know, no, I don't need the microphone. I just need you to give a shout out to my West Aurora Blackhawks, who are playing in the state playoffs tonight. It is round 1 tonight. So let's give them a little kudos and
We
send
can
them
do
some
that.
luck, right?
Snaps,
I mean,
snaps,
yeah,
snaps.
we got some football going on tonight in town, guys.
Awesome.
So congratulations, West Aurora Blackhawks.
Shout out to the West Aurora Blackhawks. Shout out, shout out, shout out. Can we get an interview with anybody at the team anytime? Could you hook that up?
I mean, my son plays at Geneva. You can interview Geneva all day long. But I will find you someone at West Aurora, sure.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, we'll make that a priority. Get some West Aurora folks on.
Yeah, I would love that.
Okay.
I'll figure that out.
All right, very cool. Well, thank you guys. Thank you guys very much for your time. Really appreciate it. And we are landing this airplane about right on time. So the time is 9:11 a.m. Last thing I'll say before we go is please get ready for Veterans Day here once again at 11 a.m. 301 Weston Avenue. Fresh.
And it's First Fridays. I said.
Oh, First Fridays. Yeah, yeah. I thought you said fresh veggies. I was like, y'all gonna have fresh veggies there too?
Yes, we will have some snacks. I don't know that it'll be fresh veggies. But maybe we can bring your nutrition clinic over and you guys can help us out.
All right. Okay. Yep.
Yes.
So today is First Friday. The Neighbor Project is going to be at 1 East Benton Street. That's the old Aurora Public Library downtown with the Office of State Representative Barbara Hernandez. And they're giving away some resources, letting you guys know about the Pictures with Santa event that we have coming up November 30th at the Prisco Center. And not only that, while supplies last, we even got board games for the kids that I will be giving away. So I want to say thank you guys for watching. I hope that you guys have a great day, a positive day, an awesome First Friday, and we will see you next week with more news, more weather, and the very best of Aurora. Take care of yourself.
Why are we wiggling?
Because we're happy. And each other. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.